And for me, Mr. President, I have to tell you, the only interesting thing about this motion is not the content of this motion, is the fact that finally, I should say, Mr. Farage and Mrs. Le Pen are now finally outing their hidden relationship. That is the most important thing about this motion. Their hidden relationship. That they follow, in fact, the same populist strategy, and that was the contrary what Mr. Farage said to his voters in Britain. And indeed, it's proof of the fact that UKIP is a hideous, racist, xenophobic, wait, it's not finished, I have not finished, an Islamophobic thing. And that are not my words, it are the words that are not my words, these are the words of the founder of UKIP, Mr. Alan Scott himself.
Mr. President, in this House we have just had one of the most serious accusations that could be levelled at anyone. We have had 24 members of this Parliament called racist. I cannot imagine much more serious that could be said. That is in direct breach of Rule 11, which states that members of this Parliament shall treat each other with respect in accordance with the principles laid down. When there is such a breach, Mr. President, under Rule 165 and Rule 166, you should call the member to order. You have not done so. Why not?
Thank you very much, Honourable Member. And I'm pleased that you're interested in those. I'm not surprised that you're interested in those rules. What Mr. Verhofstadt said was a quotation from the founder of UKIP in the description of the UKIP party by the founder of UKIP. I didn't hear Mr. Farage actually saying anything about this quote, but I can't get involved in. If you can quote what the founder of a party has said about that party in this House. A rule of order from Mr. Carver.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I pick up on what my colleague Mr. Arnott was saying, and I feel it is clear, irrespective of everybody's political views in this Parliament, that there was clear inference from what Mr. Verhofstadt said. And I would ask you, Mr. President, to look at those rules far closely. And there was a serious suggestion and a serious allegation, and perhaps Mr. Verhofstadt would like to ask my colleague sitting next to me, Mr. Bashir, is he anti-Islamic?
Let's carry on with the agenda. I'll now give the floor to Mr. Wolf on behalf of the EFDD.